How's everybody doing today, YouTube? Just want to do a quick update on my 55-gallon Live Bear planted tank. So in my last video, I did an update on all my tanks, and this tank I think had some fake floating plants. I finally got some hornwort and some water sprite from my local fish store. They finally got some in. And the other thing I did was I took all my plants out, my stem plants, my rooted plants, and I put them all in pots with soil and root tabs. And I'm going to see how they do. Kind of got like an underwater garden theme going on in here now. It looks a lot cleaner. I had plants kind of going everywhere, and I had lots of stem plants. I had some jungle val, and a lot of my plants had died from using so much medication. So, I pulled some plants out of some other aquariums, and just kind of starting over with a new look. And it makes it a lot easier. Once I pulled all the plants out, before I did anything, I gravel vacked the entire tank, and now. Before I always had kind of trouble gravel vacuuming, because I'd kind of go around the plants. And with this pea gravel that I have, it's pretty coarse. It's smooth, but it's bigger, so that waste kind of builds up in between and underneath. So gravel vacuuming is pretty important versus some of the smaller gravel that I have, where it sits on top. And with my plants, it was always tough to get the tube down in there without uprooting the plants, and a lot of times when I was finished I always had plants floating. But now whenever once a month when I'm going to gravel vac the tank, I can just take these plants out in the pots and put them in a Tupperware container with some of the aquarium water, and when I'm finished gravel vacuuming, I can put them back in, rearrange them if I want to, whatever I want to do. It makes things a little bit easier for me, and I really like the way it turned out, with the terracotta pots. I'm interested to see how they do as far as growth. Have root tabs, in all the pots, and just interested to see how everything goes. The fish seem to like everything. They're all doing well. Still gonna get some more platies, and I got a lot of babies in here. It's hard to see, but there's a lot of fry running around. And see if I can. There's one of my platy fry right there. He just ran and hid, but there's one of my Dalmatian Molly fry. There's probably 5 or 6 of them in here. This female sailfin, she had some babies, and I've seen probably 3 or 4 of them that made it, that have been running around in here. So there's the hornwort. I have some wrapped around this piece of driftwood, and then I got some water sprite up here with a black molly fry hanging out in it. And this crypt here and this crypt here was the big one that I had in the center. When I took it out, I realized that I could make 2 plants out of it, so I was able to just separate those out into pots. This is my big Amazon sword that was back in that back corner. It was a lot bigger than that, but it died off when I used that medication. So it's looking nice and healthy and green. And got another cryptocorn over there. Got some Liguidia in the back. Got some dwarf Sagittarius right there. Or, I'm sorry, that's that's dwarf Sag right there. And in the back, I potted some. I also potted some water sprite, so they can get nice and big back there. So yeah, I'm just I'm thinking right here. I'm thinking I'm gonna move that. And Corey from Aquarium Co-op did a video the other day, and he's got these bridges now that he's cut. You know, they're like small bridges, and they're covered with Christmas moss. And I'm thinking about getting one of those, putting it in there, let it grow in. But other than that, that's what I got going on in here. And I'll do some updates once these plants start growing, and you know, kind of let you know how they're doing. And I'll also do some updates when I get some more fish. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.